talking points, or we just
I have things to talk about.
Oh, we're rolling, by the way.
We can always roll. Welcome.
Hey, Midlothian, how you
What's
doing?
going on, Midlothian? Welcome to the Cement City Chatter podcast. To my right, as always, John Opoka, live from the Opoka Palace. To my left, Tiffany. Straight across, the man, the myth, the legend, Tim Wilkins. How was that for an opener?
There you go. Perfect.
Better than I deserve, sir. Better than I deserve.
No, we're just sitting here talking about, we just winding up these campaign podcasts.
We got like one left.
We
right?
got,
They've been going. No, we've got a couple city council.
I forgot. I forget about school board.
We have 2 school board left. And have we gotten through all the city council yet?
We got one left.
we've got one more left, man.
Oh, man. I'm ready to
David.
start talking
David Hurst
about
is coming on.
right.
what we're going to do fun on weekends.
But I will tell you, next week, we will have a guest on the show, our normal show here. Sean Wilson. He came by. He came by to see us tonight, and that was pretty cool. We got a little bit
He
of.
threw down the gauntlet about restaurants.
Yeah,
tell you
really
what.
good.
Somebody offered him good luck, and he said, "I don't need it, but thanks."
Yeah, that's a man who's confident in his product.
Yeah.
Well, he did confirm to me that he's going to have that poblano soup that I talked about previously.
Is it going to be dairy free? Can I eat it?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I think he said he was going to build like a table for dairy free Tiffany.
It was like
That's
but
fine.
it was
I'm a
it
pariah
was,
in those
it
places.
was like
It's all
kind
right.
of
I'm cool.
a creamy
That I'm
poblano
gonna.
soup.
You can
good
make that with
stuff.
potato. You can make it creamy with potato.
It may be
Yuck.
dairy free, but like I suspect
Did you
it had
just
butter
dog
in it.
I
potatoes?
did.
and I don't want to get too excited
Totally.
about it and get too much into what he's going to talk about. But he did say for all of those that have mentioned the David's menu that
yeah.
a lot of that's going to be on there. So
good.
everybody that had their favorites from
he
that,
said-
there's a,
What
He
about
said
the roast beef?
No.
Well, that was one thing that Alan McKeever was talking about that he's not going to have on
Well,
it. But
so
it was that wasn't as
It wasn't a seller, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
So apparently it was fantastic, and everybody who had it was just gaga about it. But it wasn't that many people. And again, like why? I mentioned this. Like, why would you go to a seafood place and order the roast beef? I mean, unless you're like,
Why would you order the hamburger at a,
Let me
a
tell you
Chinese
what I
food
do.
restaurant?
Well, you wouldn't
talk
Like,
about
I mean, I get
talk
that,
about
yeah.
steaks.
Oh yeah.
Have you
I
ever
missed
been
you at my birthday,
I know,
man.
I wish I could have gone. Bob's, and I love Bob's. I like to eat, and I like
You
fine
said the
dining.
meat sweats there.
I like fine dining, but
Fine dining is good, but
hey,
the meat
there's
sweats are
a
not.
secret place to get a steak you'd never think about, and I'm thinking that maybe the roast beef was kind of like along the same thing
Okay.
at the seafood place.
All right.
But have you ever had a steak from Olive Garden?
No.
No,
I can
because I
say
eat
no.
soup, salad, and breadsticks
Okay.
there.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me
soup,
tell
salad,
you.
breadsticks
Let me
right
tell
here.
you. Don't knock it until you try. Nah, it's not Nick and Sam's, Bob's, Meehan's,
Okay, no, that's fair.
but
like it's a casual
Let's-
dining
I wouldn't know
place.
if it's like Meehan's yet.
I would put
When you're here, your family.
No.
Yeah.
You can't say that
Hey.
anymore.
Oh really? What happened?
Copyrighted. Post Malone owns it. Jamie Fallon bought it for him. Watch
that's
the
true.
show.
That's true.
He did.
Seriously? Okay. I mean, like I believe you.
They retired that slogan.
That's
Yes.
hilarious.
They had to
Okay.
because Post Malone bought it. That's
Yeah.
the-
That's
or Jimmy
absolutely
Fallon
hilarious.
bought it for Post Malone. But
Oh my gosh,
But
okay.
I will put
People with
the
money.
Olive Garden. I'll put the Olive Garden steak up against Saltgrass,
Saltgrass is
Outback,
I don't like
Chili's.
Mailbag's okay.
So
anything
if you're
that's
talking
not-
a casual steak place, like Texas Roadhouse is my go-to.
I like Texas Roadhouse.
The steak at Olive Garden will kill Texas Roadhouse, in my opinion.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
You know what?
Wait,
We
wait,
keep
wait,
talking
wait.
about
Challenge
this. We
accepted.
keep
There's
like
a-
laying
there's-
it down about these steak places. Like we're just gonna have to take a tour.
Yeah, we may have
Business
to.
expense.
And
Yeah.
to be fair,
Put it on Rob's tab.
There is an Olive Garden just a few blocks from my Dallas office, so I think
That one's a crappy Olive Garden. It's been
doesn't
crappy for
matter.
all
decades.
crappy.
Well, I
Where
go
is
to
that? The
Mansfield's
one in
not bad.
Redbird?
the Mansfield's
Yes.
fine.
Oh
Yeah.
no, thank you. No.
Thank you.
I have no problem with the man. I like the Mansfield. And the
Mansfield's
only
good.
reason I don't go to the Waxahachie location is because I just don't go to Waxahachie
Me
if I
either.
can.
I just don't eat Italian food much. Like I love their zuppa toscana soup, and then they
I
had
love
some sort
Italian
of chicken
food.
dumpling
They used
soup
to have
recently.
this-
But yeah, the
Cannelloni al forno that was like I called it an Italian enchilada. It was delightful. It had sausage and veal in it. Like take an enchilada, fill it with sausage and veal, and then cover it with liquid mozzarella.
But
And
No, wait, everybody at the same time. It's delightful. Ready?
it is delightful.
But I will tell you that one thing that Sean did say. I don't know if you heard him, Tim, but they're getting like 20 requests a day for tickets to their grand opening.
Yeah, because somebody
So-
posted it on like Midlothian Talk or
Yeah,
something.
it's going to be pretty big.
Okay.
You know.
There are tickets to his grand opening.
He's going to have 3. He's not calling it soft openings. He was calling it, what do you call
yeah,
it?
he
Friends
said
and
he was-
family.
Friends and family.
Well,
3 friends and family openings.
Yeah, we'll figure out where we fit
Oh,
into
go
that
Stars.
because
I didn't get a warm fuzzy, so hopefully
we'll
hope we're on there.
we'll work on that.
I'm distracted because the stars light is going off behind
that's because
you.
they just scored.
Yep.
But I
Those-
see
What's
the
the
guy-
score? Do you know
Stars.
where the score is?
Oh, speaking of that, I just upgraded our seats. So I had 5 seats up in section 300, and we've had
that's
those for
kinda high.
several years. Well, they were good seats because
Okay.
they're on
They
the
were
corner.
great seats.
Oh, okay.
But now my kids are gone. You know, my daughter, she was a huge Stars fan. She's going to be off at Tarleton. So it's just going to be Marnie and I. So
She
he
said
said, let's
2 or
just
3?
Well, this year I sold a lot of my tickets because the kids have just been so busy with their things, and we had the puppies. So I have like $8,000 in seller's credit sitting in my
yeah.
account. So I called my rep and I said, I want to upgrade my seats. Where can I go? And he said, wherever you want to go. So I went down a section to the platinum section. And I got them almost center ice and platinum. So.
Oh, nice. So that's like the 200s?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's the
the
200s.
100s are, the 100s are like right on the
200s.
ice.
So-
I used to sit 105 CW or row W. It was,
Yeah, I don't want to spend $32,000 for
That's a
2
lot.
tickets.
Delightful.
But
So
I didn't
my
say
Stars
that.
tickets,
I
my
did not
Stars
say
tickets
that.
were section 104, row C, seat 3 and 4. I had those
Yeah.
on the glass, and then in the platinum level with the Mavericks and Stars. And out of all of those seats, I preferred your 300 seats.
because you
Really?
could see more.
Well,
Yeah,
we're gonna-
because if you're going to the hockey game to watch the hockey game and you actually like hockey,
Yeah.
those seats were perfect. Like we took my youngest son there, and to one of the games John did, and you sit there and you just watch the game.
Oh, you're watching
there's
into it as opposed to, like,
correct.
having to
There's not a
ping pong.
exactly. You're like those old
that's
arcades,
going to be my view right there.
and that's still pretty good. But when they can get, there was nowhere in the original seats that he had that you couldn't see. It's like, you remember that game at the arcades where the hockey game with the bubble?
Oh, yeah.
It was like looking into the bubble. No matter where on the ice the puck went, you could see it.
Well,
So-
now we have better food choices,
well, yeah.
Yes.
better quality food, and
And-
nicer bathrooms.
Nicer
No.
bathrooms because fewer people are allowed in them.
And then we have our own little bar right off our
And
section.
it's like a
so.
full bar, too.
And they're
not
catered
just like
seats.
beer.
They're catered seats, right? Or
Yes,
they used to
and
be.
they're catered, yes.
Yeah.
So
if
you can order from your phone and
Yeah.
they bring it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just got 2 tickets for this next season, which
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went for the first time in a long time recently this year, but I was just talking to a lady today that we were talking about baseball, and she was like, going to a baseball game is so much better than watching it. And then she was talking about football and stuff like that. And then she said she hadn't been to a Stars game or had never been to hockey. And I was like, okay, baseball is my game. I love baseball. But I like watching a Stars game in person more than I watch a baseball game because there's just so much more action.
Yeah, there's a lot more action. I love hockey. It's my
Yeah.
favorite sport.
I'm not a fan of football, not a fan of basketball, but I'll watch some hockey.
Yep. Totally agree.
I'm a fan
Well, hey, okay.
of all
so,
sports when it's at least the playoffs.
So getting back to Midlothian. All right, so there are people. Who's a good example? I'll say, okay, off the top of my head, Justin Crocker. Okay, I've met Justin a couple times. Seems like a great guy. I really enjoy, going to Union 28.
They
So-
stopped the smoke thing, didn't they? Like with the smoke pits, the fire pits to keep everyone.
the fires? Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
did
know.
they stop those?
No,
I thought they
they
were.
were-
they
I was there a couple weeks ago, and they were
weeks
still
ago,
going.
Oh
yeah.
dang! I
Why?
hate because you walk away smelling like a campfire.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but it is nice when a cold night to sit around and listen to music and
Yeah,
I wouldn't
okay.
even
fire.
close
Everybody
to it.
else
Smelled
likes
like
it.
No, not everybody, because there was somebody else complaining about it. So it wasn't just
anyway,
me.
Justin Crocker has, some money, a knack for business, plenty of go Stars. They just scored again.
Yeah.
All
I think
right.
we should just talk about the Stars. Forget about Midlothian. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah, Stars, amazing. Like, are we in a power play? Is this why we keep scoring? Is it an overtime?
500
Do we
people.
pull-
500 people just paused the podcast and went back to their morning drive on
The Stars seem to be doing
106.1
well.
Kiss
Like,
FM.
this was like the third or fourth time. In fact, I'm going to check the Stars score now. Keep going.
Okay, Tiffany.
Yes.
Back to Tim. No, I'm just playing. So you were saying, let's talk about this. Justin Crocker,
So Justin Crocker is just an example.
big
and
wallet,
I like him.
business guy.
Yeah, so he's a guy. He has several successful businesses, existing and coming. He's got the big projects. It is easy to admire and celebrate somebody like him.
Right.
Okay. He's a influential person in our city. And, like I said, I like the guy.
I'd like to see him out more.
Yeah. Oh,
He hasn't been out near as much as he used to be.
There's a whole other group of people that on a day-to-day basis make our lives a little bit better in town. And,
Do you mean in town or off the highway?
Okay, so what I was thinking about this, I have a lady who does my laundry. She works at the laundromat there at Main and 14th.
Yes.
And, she's in there every day working her butt off and makes my life a little easier. She's got plenty of customers coming in that she helps out, and she runs the laundromat. It is easy to overlook the very small business owners that we have here in the city, the real mom and pops,
right?
Because they're not doing that glamorous,
right.
new bar that everybody loves to
Right,
go to, or
right.
something
I understand.
like that.
I feel you.
So, I'll give her a shout out real quick. Amy at Laundry Boss, it's $1 something a pound to do laundry, and so I spend $20 or $30 a month, and I get my laundry, washed, and
Folded?
it comes. Oh yeah, she'll fold or hang
hang
it. Yeah, I get everything hung up.
Yeah.
So yeah, things like that. We've got the the lawn services. There's like Justin's got Earth Tones, and Earth Tones
And his
is beautiful.
own lawn service,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he does. But like there's the small lawn services where like the guy who owns the company is actually mowing your lawn.
Right,
and
yeah.
things like
Or it's
that.
a high schooler.
But it is. Oh yeah. I do love it when kids become entrepreneurial like that. But yeah, like
I love it until
really,
they quit showing up.
Well, sometimes they're still
So
kids.
speaking of that, I'm going to tell you a story. So there was this kid, and he did auto detailing. He lived in what's that big neighborhood over there?
Rosebud?
No.
Lawson Farms.
Off of Mockingbird.
Oh, Mockingbird. Oh,
The birds? Or the
the
Monopoly?
Monopoly neighborhood.
No, I'm sorry, Montgomery. Down by that neighborhood by Heidelball's house, down Montgomery, where Logo
Oh.
lives. We're talking massive houses.
Oh yeah, the
Anyways.
Shiloh Forest or whatever.
So this kid, he comes, I forget how I found him, but I was referred to him. He comes over and he details my truck, showroom floor detailed. I mean, it was amazing. So I got to talking to him.
Oh, Go Stars.
I got to talking to him, and he could only do my cars on the weekends because he was a college student. He graduated from Midlothian here, Heritage, but went to college down at A&M. So he didn't have Friday classes, so he'd leave Thursday night or Friday morning and come home to service his auto detailing client base. And this was during the pandemic. I come outside, he's washing a few of my cars that day, and he brought some help. And I go out there and I'm starting to talk to the kid that he brought to help him. And I'm like, so how are you doing? What's your name? You go to college, or are you an A&M student as well? Just working, helping Logan. This kid's name was Logan. Logan detail cars for extra money and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I found out that not only did both of these kids go to college, they come from families that are pretty affluent. That kids like that don't have to work,
Yeah,
but he is. And so I'm talking to the buddy, and I said, okay, so do you go down? Do you go to A&M? With Logan? He goes, no, I'm going. I go to school in Boston, and we haven't. We're still shut down, so I'm still down here for another probably month or whatnot. And I was like, oh, you go to school in Boston? What do you go to MIT? Yes, sir. I said, really? What do you? Yeah, studying to be a rocket scientist. I said, okay. So I've got, a soon-to-be engineer going to A&M and a damn rocket scientist.
That's like the guy
out here washing my cars.
That's like the guy that used to mow my lawn when like in a previous house. he was a high school and then college student and was mowing my lawn the entire time. He quit mowing my lawn when he went to medical school.
Yeah.
And he's now a doctor, works with the some sort of sports doctor. I think he works with the Cowboys. I'm not sure, but yeah, he thought that being a doctor was going to be a better path for him than mowing my lawn.
Yeah. Well, I once knew this girl named Paradise, and she became a dentist.
What club does she dance at?
Did not see that coming.
Did she really?
Does she have a sister named Mercedes?
No, but I will tell you, I went
Was she
to
going to SMU?
I will tell you that I did go to high school with a girl who worked at Hooters for literally, and nothing wrong with Hooters, but she worked there for 8 years, and she is literally a dentist now. That's what I made up that story, but it was based on a true story, because Hooters literally paid for all of her college.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So
Like the company did, or
The
she just
company-
made a good amount of money?
the company paid for it, full reimbursements.
Oh, that's
and I don't
interesting.
know if they still do that, but when the old guy
really have no
that
idea.
owned it, that was on Undercover Boss, when he owned it, because then when he sold Hooters to the conglomerate or whatever, then he opened Twin
It's
Peaks.
like to Peckers.
Whatever the big company that buys company, I don't know what it is, but then he opened up Twin Peaks.
Okay.
I guess he just likes that type of
Restaurant?
restaurant.
yeah,
a
exactly.
restaurant, yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, they did pay for college, so you'd be surprised. A lot of the ladies that were working at Hooters back in the
We're actually trying to put
mid
themselves through
2000s
school.
were literally putting themselves through college.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't think I ever like judged anybody that was working at Hooters for putting themselves through school, because I never really heard that.
It's a true story.
Yeah. So, they still reimburse. This just in, Hooters still reimburses up to $1,000 a semester, which will buy you like a wink from a professor.
Well, there was
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, well, that's
and maybe
that may cover a book.
and maybe they had to change their policy. You had all these
But
women
that may be the same price, because
running
$1,000
around
and
waiting tables, going to TCU and
$1,000 in the early 2000s would have paid for a
When I
lot
went-
more than
when I went to
$1,000 now.
When I went to UTA, my books fees and tuition, like the whole thing, the actual going to school part usually cost me between $1,500 and $2,000
Well, that's
a
amazing.
semester.
That's amazing.
Now, no room and board or anything like that, and I lived at home with my parents for the first year, and whatever. But
Yeah, $3,500 was what my tuition was, and I was taking anywhere between 9 and 12. I took up to 15 hours.
this is like 18 hours
Yeah. Good luck.
in the engineering school.
And then,
yeah.
and then my books were about $300 to $400, and I was
Oh,
buying
the books-
used as
the-
much as
the-
possible.
Well, yeah, and the books were a scam. Like my biology book, I happened to take biology the year or right when they were switching versions of the book, and so
Oh, yeah.
there were zero used books.
Oh, I
And-
love the used books because they
but-
had the highlights.
Yeah, but it was
the notes.
$900 for a new book.
Yeah.
$900.
No, my favorite was when a
Ridiculous.
professor would publish their own.
Oh, and then make you read it. Yes,
And you're like,
yeah.
I only had one teacher that did that. His name is Dr. Tracy, and actually, he's actually nationally renowned for his work in death penalty. Like he's
I assume
national.
like anti-death penalty.
He wants some reform.
Hey, speaking of death penalty, man, I guess everybody saw what the tragedy that went down in Italy,
Oh.
Oh,
Texas.
family
thought you were-
friend works
okay,
that
I-
one.
I
And I'm going
thought
to tell
you
you,
were-
I think there's going to be some repercussions with CPS here.
She's got.
I thought you were
Did you know
going
her
somewhere else
sister-
with that because
her
Texas
sister
just
did
did
the
the
put
same
two people
thing.
to death
Yeah,
this
twin
week.
Oh,
sister did
I
the
didn't
same
know
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So in Texas, there's only 6 ways to die by the death penalty. The only 6 ways to get capital punishment. You
That
have
sounds
to
like a
child,
country
the
song.
Darley Routier factor, which was
is kill your children that
Or
are under
two.
but it has to be
under 5.
I thought it was under
that's
6.
with Darley Routier. And I read this book. What they did was they first tried her for capital murder on the youngest one.
Yeah.
Because if somehow she would have done that, then they could come back and charge her with the double murder, which is
Double
still-
murder's not. Yeah, double murder's not. It is star scored
Go
again.
Stars.
10 now. You can get double murder because it's a second way. Okay, so it's children under the age of 6, I believe. Then in the commission of a felony, a peace officer, or any kind of, it's not just a peace officer, but I think that I know that I can't remember if it's a second way in there or if it's peace officer and like public servant. If in the commission if you kill somebody in a prison riot, I think is one of them. Like if you're breaking out of prison or in prison, yes. Huh. But yeah, there's only a few ways to die, and it's Harris County will prosecute up to like 90% of those.
I'm a weirdo when it comes to the death penalty because I am a supporter of it and maybe even an advocate, but I don't think we should be doing it. Because I just don't trust our justice system anymore to get it right.
Well,
because like you can throw someone in jail for 30 years and then figure out, oops, we got the wrong guy,
and
then like let him out.
That's why you have $1 million. But that's why you have appeals and everything.
But that's not how that works. But
it's the one thing you can't take back.
You can't get that wrong.
You can't get that wrong.
Yeah, you can put someone in jail most of their life and then give them $1 million and be like, oops, sorry, and then they can go on with their life.
And you've really screwed up their life, but you're right. That is how they have appeals, and that's right. But appeals have turned into this. You no longer like okay. So your first trial, you're innocent until proven guilty for it's what it's supposed to be. But after that, you have to. You can win an appeal, and if the state doesn't agree, they can overturn or they can appeal your appeal essentially, and that's what happened in the Baltimore case with Adnan Syed. He should have been released up to 4 times, but what kept happening was the state kept coming back and going, Judge, we don't agree with you, so we're going to go ahead and appeal that appeal. And it's because at that point the state feels like they're being proven wrong, and the state can't be wrong.
Yeah, well, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of prosecutors being able to appeal, but whatever.
So this lady killed her 3 children.
Heartbreaking. 3 of her 5.
Her twin sister
did the same thing
a year ago
in the same way.
No
stabbings. Yes.
No.
Yes. And she did this. She did this in front of CPS. So CPS was there when
the one
she
this
did
week.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
that I knew about.
I
that
happen
CPS
to know
one
of the. I've known for.
Is there a fumble on CPS here?
Well, it seems like the CPS
they already were there.
Yeah, they were there for a visit, and that may have been the catalyst that affected the timing. But beyond that,
I happen to know one of the sheriff's deputy that was that either responded or he was the one in front of the camera, and I just poor Jerry. That's all I can say. I've known him for most of my life, and poor Jerry.
Well, in this case, if it's cut and dry and whatnot, man.
I mean, if you've got a witness, it's pretty cut and dry.
I don't want to ever be accused of playing God.
Man,
I don't want to be accused. I don't want to play God by any means. But
statistically, witnesses are eyewitnesses are the absolute least reliable evidence that there is. Period. So.
I mean, it's different. I know what you're saying because you're right, but there's a difference between somebody running in and shooting somebody and running out, or you being actively in somebody's house and them doing it. I know what you're saying.
I understand, but that doesn't change the fact
so
that eyewitness testimony is the least reliable.
But a full-blown confession
period.
from this woman, if that's the case, I mean, has that happened? I mean,
no idea.
Is this speculation, or do we know that this mother did this? I haven't read enough into it.
It was her and the CPS person there. And
there's a guy being put to death tonight.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Yep. Yep. That's the second one this week.
Yeah, they still do that there. The old Huntsville.
Apparently, March is the big month to do that. I don't know why. But,
get a discount.
Yeah.
2 for 1 special?
Right? They've made changes to this because now it's children under age of 15. It used to be 6 or 7. I've written papers about this.
And the only reason I know this is because of the Darley Roots here
thing.
Yeah, but they're going after that FedEx driver that killed that little girl up in Paradise.
Yes.
Well, he admitted it too. So there's
no. Now he's saying he's not guilty. He's saying not guilty.
Yeah.
So originally his statement was that he accidentally hit her with the FedEx car and then freaked and put her in.
Yeah.
And then wrote all over, which happens. I get it.
But they have him on video.
I don't know what.
The onboard video on the van.
That,
of him
I don't,
doing it.
all I'm saying is what he said.
So is it accidental murder with extreme irresponsibility afterwards?
No, well, yeah, that's what he's
That
trying to
doesn't
say.
sound legal.
That's criminal negligence, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
it would be more than that.
That sounds
So
more
now-
like something they'd say in
Right.
court.
So now it's So
I'm
now
not
it
a
was one
prosecutor.
line. It's a peace officer or fireman, in while they are acting in official capacity. Now they've added sexual assault,
Yeah.
and it says intentionally takes the life in another felony such as kidnapping, burglary, or sexual assault, murder for hire, murder committed during a prison escape. See, I told you. Any killing by an offender
Rob,
who is
murder for
serving a
hire.
life sentence. So if you're in prison and you kill somebody, then you're going to be killed again. And then 15 years or
That's
under.
the only escalation from life sentence is
Yeah.
what they're going with.
Right.
If you've already got
Murdering
a
a-
life sentence, then like that's the only thing they can do.
They've added murdering a judge as a form of retaliation and killing multiple killings in a single act. So yeah, they've added some. I wrote a paper. I'll go get it like at some point and look at it. Not for this, but for my own edification.
Well, that was a horrible thing that the Ellis County Sheriff's Department had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
I don't.
Yeah, how do you get over that? I mean, after going,
That's a
in
hard
there
job.
and seeing what someone did, I
Yeah.
just don't know how anybody can get over that. Is beyond me.
So can I flip this, like, similar subject coming out of the justice system? Can I flip this and talk about something positive real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Tiffany and I work with a charity called Chains of Grace. You guys may or may not.
I think is that
That's-
Dr. Rick.
Yep, Dr. Rick
Davis,
Davis. Yep. And Chains of Grace is a program that helps people coming out of the justice system that are paroled and helps them reintegrate into society. And some people will call it a halfway house. That's not really what it is technically. But I don't know if you guys know this, but someone can be granted parole and not be able to get out of jail. You know why? Because they don't have anywhere to go. You
Yes, you have to have
yes.
a place to parole to.
Exactly.
Or
And
you
then-
wait for a halfway house.
Right.
Which those-
So is there a waiting list for
Chains
halfway?
of,
Yeah,
Chains
oh,
of
yeah.
Grace provides that.
If
for
you're a
some
prisoner,
people.
you have to write. Say you're granted parole,
Yeah.
and
Let's say you're
'cause
granted parole for sex offense. Oh, go stars.
it doesn't matter what the charge is. Let's
I know.
say you're granted parole by the Texas Board of Parole and
Final
Pardons.
11-5 or
Now,
4.
part of that is a questionnaire that they ask you of where you're going. They will
Right.
call,
Yes,
like, let's
exactly.
say,
And so that's
Tim
where Chains of-
Wilkins. I'm
yeah,
paroling to
that's where
Tim
Chains of
Wilkins'
Grace
house. They're
comes
gonna
in. Yeah.
they're gonna call you. You're gonna validate that you're gonna give me a home and stuff
That's
like
where
that.
Chains of Grace comes in, and they provide homes for people who don't have anywhere else
Right.
to go that
Yeah.
have been paroled. Now, there's an application process. They can't and they don't take everyone.
Yeah.
But specifically, there's two things I want to say. Chains of Grace, by providing a place for these parolees to go.
And maintaining an active list of employers that will work with them.
Yes, they provide them. They help them get jobs,
Driver's licenses,
yes,
papers,
they teach
identification.
them to drive in some cases. They are actually saving the Texas taxpayer somewhere between $4.5 and $5 million a year. Okay, that's what it costs those people. Costs to house those people
in prison.
that
Oh,
would not be able to get out on parole. The other thing is the recidivism rate from Chains of Grace. They call them graduates. They go through a whole program.
Ooh, guess.
Guess how many people have reoffended since graduating the program?
Because if you're a felon, you're 75 to 80% more likely to reoffend.
So I mean, it's
That's a regular
it's
also.
probably not 100%, but
It is zero.
It is zero. It's 100% non-recidivism rate with
They
them.
have not had a single person. Now they have had people still in the program that they've had to
Send back.
send back, I guess. But as far as graduates, they have had zero recidivism. These people have gone on and bought houses and had career. Like there's one of them that is actually the CFO of a fairly large company.
wow.
They've only had to send 2 back, from what I'm understanding from my fact checker, and they save $135,000 per person per year.
Yeah, because it is.
And there's over
it's
600
like-
people in the program.
It's
Yeah.
for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to house an inmate. It's like $60-$70 a day per person.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I could be wrong.
But I wanted to highlight that charity because it is based here in Midlothian. Now, the people that are in the program are not in Midlothian, but Dr. Rick Davis and most of the board are here in Midlothian, and so like when they meet, it's here in the city. But if somebody if somebody feels called to give to a program like that, please look at Chains of Grace. And I don't want this to sound like a sales pitch, but literally,
are they 100% relying on donations in order to feed these guys, feed them, and
they're a 501c3.
So it's not 100% donations, but it's a lot of donations because these guys do pay to be a part of the program.
Yeah, so they go get jobs and they pay to be in the program. So
rent or
it's not
rent, because.
It's program fees.
It's being part of the program, but there are like the donations help fund the houses that they put the people in. And once they have the house can be self-sustaining because those people have jobs and then they pay the program, pay into the program, that sort of thing. But the program needs money to buy these houses to give people a place to go, and it's Christ-centered. And like I said, saving that much money for the Texas taxpayer and, the 0% recidivism is really, you can't say enough about that.
And
honestly.
Fun fact, they were also the Downtown Business Association's Scarecrow winner this year for overall our best nonprofit.
Yes,
because
our very own Ashley Robinson designed the Scarecrow for that.
For
the Scarecrow.
Nice.
Yep.
Was that the one that had the MacBook?
No, that was ours.
That was our company one. Our
and I think anybody that knows Dr. Rick Davis knows he's a special guy.
Yeah.
He actually,
if you ever want to talk to him,
I talked to him.
Go to Starbucks.
He told me he told me to be quiet because I talked too much one time. Does he ever tell you that?
No.
He did me.
Shut up, Rob.
He didn't say shut up, Rob.
Reoccurring donations. My fact checker, who is the aforementioned Ashley Robinson, she's telling us that the most helpful thing you can do is a small reoccurring donation, even if it's just $25 a month.
Yeah.
Even if it's $5 a month.
Yeah, most people spend more than that on like eating out, McDonald's, coffee, whatever. We live in a fairly affluent town, and I'm not going to say that everybody in town has money, but there are a lot of people that can afford $25 like it's nothing, and that goes a long way with the program.
Because they don't always buy their houses lock, stock, and barrel, but they do frequently.
They have one that they're trying to get. We own the house. I say we. Tiffany and I volunteer with them, but they own the house, and the house is being renovated, and it's due for an inspection by TCJC. So that it can be the Department of Corrections.
Not Tarrant County Junior College.
Right, thank you.
I was going to say, where's that?
You may have covered this, but what do you have to do to qualify to be a resident of that?
There's an application process.
I don't know.
And it is literally
Is that given to prisoners while they're in?
I don't know. That's outside of my pay grade.
Yeah,
what I know is they do this and they do that.
Yeah, there are advocates that can point people to
or the
program
families
to
of the
apply.
offenders.
Yes, there
probably
are a
reach
lot
out.
Of,
But is there a
we get a lot
severity of the level of offense that they will not accept in a home?
No, actually, there's not.
Okay, so
I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Yes, there was that because they do take sex offenders, but they don't take child sex offenders.
Right. Okay. Yes, the pedophile ones.
Do you believe there's rehabilitation for a sex offender, a child sex offender?
Well, so
it's just anybody.
Then we're getting on a spiritual.
No, it's a valid question.
No, I know.
No, I think it is a valid question, but
there are people that make stupid mistakes.
Before you go down that road.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just asking.
Need to but you need to have that big asterisk about registered sex offenders, because you have the 18-year-olds that slept with a 16-year-old girlfriend kind of thing,
yes,
who had
they're all over.
The angry parents,
yes.
Press charges for statutory rape, and that kid is,
forever
a lifetime registry.
At least to this date.
Registry, yeah.
Yeah, and that's.
But
that's not what I'm talking
there are
about.
sex
offenders.
There are sex offenders out there that have been married to when they offended for 40 years.
Yeah. No, and
in some cases.
I know what you're saying,
yeah.
But let's just say the guy who trapped the 14-year-old girl as she was walking home from school, he got caught, he got in jail. Can you rehabilitate that kind of guy, or do you even want to risk it?
So that is
That's a
tough
question for God.
That's a
So
tough
here's the
question.
deal: like, we can't have a justice system that's based on
On
paying
rehabilitation.
on retribution, and retribution really is what it's based on. But we can't have a justice system that says we're going to pay a debt to society and then that debt keeps growing without the person actually taking the debt on themselves. We lump a bunch of debt of social debt, criminal debt onto people without them doing anything more than the first thing that they did.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
it does.
And if we're not going to say that their debt is paid, then we just need to snake plissken everybody and move on with our lives.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of where our justice system has failed, and that's why I said what I said earlier about, like, I believe the death penalty is appropriate. I just don't trust us to do it anymore. We're supposed to be a system based on rehabilitation, but there's nothing in the system that really attempts to rehabilitate anybody. And
we've always been a system based on retribution and deterrence. And when it's no longer deterring people anymore, then that's a problem. So that's the whole thing. Like when you're growing up, like, not to touch the hot stove because you're being deterred by pain. Well, if people are no longer being deterred because we're pleading out more things.
Yeah, pleading everything out. But also,
and that's how death penalty actually got overturned the first time, was because it was a Furman versus Georgia, 1961. They said that
somebody has a criminal justice degree.
Somebody took a death penalty class. So they. A black gentleman said that he got the death penalty because, but all of his white counterparts were playing it out, so that made it a violation of his 14th Amendment right to protection from cruel and unusual punishment. So it was unusual because everybody else is playing it out. So it's just funny that that's how things got overturned in the first place, and now we're talking about the same thing. 3.
We're at 30 minutes.
Well, the check stop got a unexpected visitor. This week.
Yes. And they were back up and running the next day.
Well, yeah, and somebody was packing their bags the next day.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
Right, look at that. Somebody ran smack ass into the
in the middle.
That's
Yeah,
like been the.
I don't know the details. I assume it was, just somebody oopsing the gas instead of the brake, maybe driving a Toyota.
You know what? I actually made a stop at the check. I actually made a stop at the stop last week on the 21st. I'm sorry, of February.
Did they have the new drive-through open yet?
No, but I didn't go in. We just got gas and kept going.
Oh man, that's like just getting gas at Buc-ee's. Like what? No,
Oh, I would do
Just
that.
imagine that guy standing there
do
waiting
it.
for his kolache, and all of a sudden, boom!
Yeah, well, Buc-ee's. You go to Buc-ee's for the cheap gas, yeah, but you stay for the Buc-ee's. Like, has anybody here actually just stopped, gotten gas at Buc-ee's and left?
Yes.
No, my
Okay.
wife has, because she doesn't like spending money in there.
I don't like Buc-ee's.
It's $300 every time they go in and out.
I don't like Buc-ee's.
Yeah, but you're weird.
No,
So-
I think it embodies everything that I hate about like.
one of my one of the
about
things
retail.
that one of the things that
Oh, it was
has
indeed
changed
gas,
my
not
life.
brakes.
Yeah.
Gas, not brakes.
All right,
that's
so the fact checker said it was an accident. Hit the gas instead of the brakes. Went through the
2-foot
front
driver.
of yeah. But no. So Buc-ee's got a contract with, or Tesla got a contract with Buc-ee's, and so they're putting superchargers
Ooh,
in every
Do
single
you think that
Buc-ee's.
they're
That
expand their
makes
pilot
sense.
program to allow their superchargers to more, because they're already doing it in the Yankee
Magic
states.
plug. The magic plug,
No,
I think
no.
it was called.
Well, it's not just the magic plug, because you
What
can
are you
use a
talking
Tesla. You can use a Tesla charger anywhere, but you can't use a Tesla supercharger unless you drive a Tesla, except in New York.
So can you
and
hook
one
a
other
Tesla
state.
charger up to your?
That's what it is, a
Yeah.
pilot
No.
program. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been talking about this a long time.
So
and,
that
and
you
to
can't-
keep it short, it's just Tesla is allowing other cars to use their charging infrastructure, and they're going to use that money to expand the charging
So
infrastructure.
the problem with it was, the guy that I was reading the article about was, he drives a Rivian, and because of the
is it Marky Brownlee?
I don't know, I didn't look at his name.
It's a black guy.
No, I didn't look at his face. There was
okay.
no face there. I was reading an article.
yeah.
Anyway, he was saying that The issue was that he had to take up 2 spaces to
that's
to
Marquis
charge his.
Brownlee. He has a YouTube channel. It's super popular. It's a great channel if you're into tech stuff. Yeah, he took it. He took his Rivian there, and there was also a Ford Lightning. Now
Yes,
the Rivian
that's what I
has
said,
the
yeah. But I was reading it.
has the plug in the very front left corner, like up behind. Just,
Yeah, and the Lightning is right by the front
but
driver's
it's
door.
back by the door, and so the guy with the Lightning like pulled as far forward as he could and pulled the cord as tight as it could and barely got it in there.
You see, they don't make those cords long enough because
Yeah.
they assume everyone's going to back into it. Like my Mach-E, I couldn't go in there. I'd have
Well,
to.
the Teslas are the only ones that can really utilize a short
Except in
cord
this
like that.
pilot program.
Have you
yeah.
seen the new details from the Tesla summit that just happened or whatever?
Oh, the wheels got
the new
approved.
sunroof, the new red paint. I mean, there's some cool stuff.
Yeah.
The wheels
happening.
got approved for,
I'm like
for
this
the
close.
death machine.
I'm like this close to entertaining, one of those cars in the future. Maybe.
Well,
Just
you
to
know
we
have
pick up
one.
our. We're hopefully we're picking up our EV on Saturday.
I like mine.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I did an analysis. Well, my chargers tell me they track how much energy I use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we've driven 4,000, I think 300 miles.
You put miles on like I
4,500.
do.
Okay. How many? 4,500 miles. And so far for 4,500 miles, it's only cost us $220.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I was watching an ID4 thing last night, and he said in 40,000 miles I spent $400 on maintenance, and it was for 2 tires.
yeah, she'll tell you. I for years and years I have kept detailed logs on my driving, and I literally track every drop of gas, every tire, everything, and so I can tell you exactly how much it costs me to drive somewhere. But just without getting in too much detail, I was spending $700 a month on gas, and now I'm spending about $100. It's between $100 and $105 for a normal month on electricity.
Yeah, we do that. We track everything through our EV charger here. We have one at the shop, we have one at the lake house, and the one here is $198 for the year so far, and then $20 at the lake house.
I have free nights.
And then of course Marnie she uses Gas Buddy for everything, so she has a fuel tracking chart in that as well. So
What did
we
you buy a
definitely-
Tesla?
We bought a Volkswagen ID4. It's the most economical crossover. It's
What do you mean by crossover?
it's a
You know,
SUV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the small
gotcha.
unibody SUVs.
Okay.
Yeah, so it starts at 35,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but we didn't. We got the one that was.
You drove to probably.
We didn't buy the top
Albuquerque,
of the.
though.
No, it's we went to Weatherford. But we didn't get the top of the line. We got the one we were going to get the top of the line, which was still under 60,000.
And she'll go anywhere to save a buck. She
Right.
went to Colorado, to buy
could tell you
for
right.
her last
That's
car.
why I was
Yeah.
being smart ass about
Well,
that.
I bought my Tesla out of Colorado. So yeah.
So how long ago did you order it, Tiffany?
June.
Well, that's not too bad.
Well, okay, but we're not getting one we ordered. We're getting a dealer allocation
Right,
that
yes.
that was going to come in sooner that they didn't have a purchase already on the books for. So we were like, well, whatever. Well, that's why we went down a package.
And then that's how you bought yours? Similar?
Ours, yes.
Somebody didn't pick it up?
Yeah, they backed out of the order.
No.
Yeah. And we needed to trade the car. We traded in before the values fell, so we
So-
still got what we paid.
Come to find out that the high end ones, Volkswagen is having part shortages. So first they pulled the premium sound out, and so nobody gets premium sound. We'll take $1,500 off.
Cement City Customs can give you premium sound.
They sure can. Then they said now it's the 360 camera. Every all-wheel drive Pro S Plus is on like production halt.
this is
wow.
important. Does your car drive itself?
It has assist.
Mine does.
Yeah. Yeah, you've
I
posted
mean,
video
it's
of
not
the thing.
supposed
drive-
to, but what is it called? What is it called?
No, it's Blue Cruise. It completely drives itself when you're in a Blue Cruise approved area that's already been pre-mapped out. And Tesla has the same thing.
It's not. Yeah,
We
I
have
know.
different levels of it. Like
Yes.
the top one they call full self-driving, and I mean it.
So what
it
is full self-driving? Is that where you set the GPS location and it takes you there and stops and drops you off?
Yeah, you tell it like I want to go to somewhere, and it drives you into the parking lot and does everything except for actually pull into a space.
Well, that actually has been recalled right now, right? It's on hold
What's
until
that?
they figure out what's going on.
What do you mean?
The whole complete self-driving
Okay,
program.
so there's a lot of legislation.
But it is that
around.
one is on hold right now.
Okay.
completely.
Yeah, it's on
No,
recall.
like I mean, I've got it in mind, and I
It's not that.
use it.
I think of what it
It's-
is.
yeah,
Is
it's
that
on-
one guy that's spearheading this campaign against them?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some bogus shit to that, but but there are some things that they do need to verify.
The Highway Safety Commission or whoever they are,
Yeah.
like, does not like Tesla. They seem to really have an itch to. Tesla has lost a lot of the fun features that it used to have. When the Teslas came out, they had a sense of humor. When you're turning the radio up and down, the radio goes to 11. Okay.
Like Spinal Tap.
Right. And the setting for the fastest speeds on the car
It's
is
ludicrous, like
speed, right?
Spaceballs.
Right,
And
exactly.
plaid.
And then they came out with
The plaid, because when ludicrous
because
speed,
you go
we've gone
They've
plaid.
They've gone
Exactly.
plaid.
Exactly.
And that's just Elon being the
Yeah, and there's
innovator he
all
is.
sorts of like
It's
toys
nerd-
in the
the
car. They
nerds
literally
better
have
win.
a setting called Toy Box, and you can go through there and like during Christmas you can hit this one thing and like instead of seeing your car driving down the road, it's Santa's sleigh and things
So
like that. But
now that other car manufacturers are coming out with their EVs, like I saw the Porsche SUV electric, that thing is bad.
I saw Lucid
I
the other
mean,
day.
Yeah, those
It
are
was
cool.
parked right next to a Mach-E.
yeah,
BMW's got theirs now.
everybody's
they're all
trying to
coming
catch
out
up.
with-
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that just puts more pressure on Tesla to.
Yeah, and a lot of people will dispute this, but and the stock has gone crazy in the past.
has.
But the real value of Tesla isn't necessarily in the fact that they build cars, because let's face it, anybody can build cars. Some people do a better job than others, but like anybody can do it. It's their technologies; they're way ahead in the battery technology game, but specifically, Google Maps, right? You can look at a satellite view, and then you've got street view, right? You can zoom down and like look at a business or something like that, and then you have the maps themselves. Well, think about this: every Tesla has 8 cameras on it, and their GPS is accurate down to less than a foot. So Tesla has more mapping data than anybody in history. They have millions of Teslas just mapping out every inch of every road. They have the potential for video footage of every road all the time. So it's they're a data company as much as at least
Big
as much as they are.
Software company that
Big
builds
Brother's
cars.
always watching.
Yeah, you can't have fun anymore.
Oh, did you see that Ford is talking about, like, somebody said Tesla wants to repo your car if you don't make a payment, and Ford said, hold my beer, I'm going to fucking do it. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, there
So
was a
they
big
put in
news
a
story
patent.
about that.
Yeah.
Rated R.
I was like, but sorry,
Actually,
I just got worked up.
I think you can still be PG-13 with
One
one
F-bomb.
F-bomb. But if you
One
say
F-bomb.
2, yeah.
Yep, you get one. You get to use it well. Use it wisely. There you go.
Where are we at?
Yeah, they said if you missed your payment, they were going to shut it off so you couldn't start your car.
Yeah,
So
and
is this Ford?
Ford.
Ford
They're
Motor
going to
Credit.
get
Ford Motor.
patented.
Ford Motor Credit, yeah.
BMW, you have to subscribe to heated seats. Did you see this?
No.
No,
What?
thank you.
Yeah, seriously. Like there is a monthly charge for your heated seats to work now in BMW. They're doing that as
No fate but what you make.
Why? I would stand up the big old middle finger, say, I spent $80,000 and
On
I
a
got subscribed
car.
to have a toasty tush. No,
Yeah.
it's not happening.
Yeah.
And besides, we're in Texas. The vented seat is much more, is worth it much more, so much more.
Well, they're gonna pay. You have to pay for that to have a cool cooter.
Okay. All right.
Marnie over
We want to
there.
thank everybody for listening tonight. Welcome to
Okay, I
Seaman
think-
City
yeah.
Chatter
All right.
Podcast.
This is our last episode. It was nice while it lasted.
We love you, Midlothian.
Just put a language warning on it. It'll be fine.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
We're out.
Till next week.
Bye.